I've just come back from the welders. Dry weather all the way up, dry weather all the way back. It's been at the welders for a week. It's amazing actually how much corrosion comes back on this metal within a week. And it's obviously been in a dry barn. It's a lovely sunny day today, but it made sense actually. So I went to get some parts of Michael at Sports Car Metal, and it made sense actually to let the welder next door to Michael, Robert Swift at Ivor, he did the welding for me, so he could nip in and get the parts he needed to do the repair job. So the big hole in the side has been welded. We didn't need the whole repair panel that I got for the side of the chassis, so that's all been repaired and welded and ground back, and that's nice. He's also tidied up that little bit of rust there on this sort of upright pillar here, so that's all done. It's also, I think he said he's used 7 new panels, so I think he's tidied up a lot of the previous problems. He's filled a lot of these holes up that I think were obviously drilled to put some sort of new floor panel in, and we've got new nuts underneath here. He's obviously managed to get the old rusty nuts off this panel, but because they're only just tacked in, they seem to come out quite nicely. All these are complete, they're complete, so we've obviously got a new nut on this floor chassis rail, I suppose. We've got a new rail along the edge, so we've got bolts in there, and that's been re-tacked on, and that's joined into here. That's been tidied up. On this side we've got a new battery box being welded, so I think again Sports Car Metal sells them in complete sections, so that's been sorted. So we've got nice solid edges on the battery box, and that's been welded. And then on the off side we've got a new battery compartment here that's been welded both sides, so that's been tidied up. Looks like we've got a new piece here. This was very rusted, so we've got a nice new hole there for a bolt. It looks like on the other side that's bolt there, he managed to get that out, so that's good. Tidied up that previous repair. And then we've got again a new bolt hole here. Obviously we've got these holes have been filled, another bolt. Now we've got another new piece along here, got a bolt there, a hole for a bolt. This is all being filled. New rail along here, so again holes for bolts, got a bolt there, all captive nuts are done. The other holes have been filled, and then we've got the holes along here, so that's another new rail here. So again lots of captive nuts underneath there to hold the floor, and another rail here. And then this was one of the worst sections along here. There was another rusty hole here, so I've got another new rail along here. Some more captive nuts along there, so we've got another curvy rail there. And then what's nice about this side is we've also got the tabs here ready to hold the wiring loom where it runs underneath these rails. There we are, so these will hold the, I don't know what you call them really, the little sort of loops of wire that hold the wires in underneath here. So that'll help hugely. So it looks like everything's been repaired. So with that in mind, because the corrosion is creeping back fairly quickly, I know Craig and Lee down at AC Shop Blasting said that they'd re-blast it, and I think they like to re-blast this metal anyway to give it a key. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to take the chassis as soon as I can back to AC Shop Blasting. I'll also give them the front chassis repair rail, and I think I'll get the chassis blasted and painted as soon as I can, and then I think I'll sort through all the parts to go back on the chassis, all the suspension parts, to see what I can reuse and what I need to buy. And I think I'll take that down for shop blasting and powder coating as a separate job, but I think I'll take this down to them as soon as I can.